Well, good day, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My wife and I just got back from a cruise to Cozumel, and it was our first cruise, and I wanted to compile some tips to help you folks that may be taking your first cruise as well. You don't have to take any of my advice, but these are things that I certainly found helpful. So we'll start with right when you get to the dock. Parking is expensive. For us, on a 5-day cruise, it turned out to be $80. When you find a parking spot, let me back up. When you pull in, you pay the teller, and you'll pull up about 300 feet or so, and they'll help you get your bags out of your car. Make sure that you have all your checked bags, or bags that you want to check, right up at the back of your car, so you can easily get them out and get on your way to your parking space. Once you find your parking space, write down the location of it, like the floor number, the space number. You'll want that information for when you get back. I found parking to be easily accessible and easy access to the elevators, and we really had no problems with parking. You'll want to pack light and use the laundry services on board. Generally speaking, laundry takes about 2 days from the time you give it to them in the morning, and they say you'll get it back the next day, and we did, but it was late in the evening, so plan for 2 days. If you don't want to use their laundry service, you can do it on your own. The ship that we were on had 4 washers and 4 dryers. Each service was $3, so $3 to wash, $3 to dry, and then if you needed the laundry detergent or the fabric softener, that was $1 each. So realistically, you're looking at $8 per load, plus you're doing it. The laundry service for us was $15 for just about the same size bag, probably a little bit less. For packing light, you don't need your laptop. We didn't bring ours. We didn't really have time to use it, and there's no space really for you to set up and keep it set up. We also had garment bags that we used for the formal night. It had our suits and our dresses and things like that. If you are able to pack that in a bag, do it. Otherwise, it's kind of cumbersome to carry your garment bag. For actually getting on the ship, Embarkation, it moves fast. You get in the door and they keep you moving, and you don't stop except to have them swipe your passport. After you're through that endeavor, you actually move to the holding area to get onto the ship. That moves really quick. You don't have any time to put things down, fumble around, find your passports. They tell you, get your stuff ready, and if you don't have it ready, you get some pretty nasty looks. So limit your carry-ons. One thing that we learned was our toddler had to know her middle name. And that's a customs thing, apparently. If they're lost or whatever, they're only returned to the parents when the child can identify her last name or her middle name. So have your kids learn that if they haven't learned that already. Plan your day ahead. You'll know ahead of time, obviously in the planning stages of your cruise, as to where you want to go, and you can look and see what's available at the ports of call you'll be visiting. We visited Progresso and Cozumel. We didn't want to do anything in Progresso, but my wife wanted to do something in Cozumel, so we knew ahead of time. There's also a shore excursion pamphlet that was available to us at the shore excursions desk, so you can read through that. Pick one up when you get on the ship, and you can explore a little bit. You'll get a daily newsletter with what's going on the ship all day long. You'll get that the night before or the morning of. You can kind of plan your day a little bit. Bring some sort of alarm clock to keep you on track with things. Our ship did not have any kind of clock in it whatsoever, and if you're in an interior stateroom and you have no clock and no position of the sun, you don't know what time of day it is. So bring some sort of clock with you so you can plan your day and get up and go to bed on time. Allow time to eat. While everything's usually a buffet, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get through the line. We noticed that the assigned dinners took very long to serve, so if you go to a restaurant style venue on the ship, allow some time for that. And plan your meal times, because while there is an abundance of food, it's not all out all the time. Our ship had 24-hour pizza and ice cream and 24-hour room service, but that menu was limited, and if you wanted to eat lunch, you had to do it early on in the day and kind of plan when everything's going to be available. So read that newsletter to find out when your meal times are available. There's limited space in your cabins. I'm sure you've already figured that out. We had a suite and it only allowed time for one person to eat, one person to get ready at a time. So 1 to 2 people in a standard room, 1 to 3 in a suite, and it's still tight. And if you get a suite and you have the balcony, you can one person can wait on the balcony with the other people are getting ready in the room. With communications, your cell phones will work, but it's very expensive. Call your carrier to see what kind of packages are available to you, if any. A lot of people bring those handheld radios on. We got those ourselves, and we bought these Midland Extra Talks, and I don't know the exact model number, but they worked for about 4 or 5 decks up or down, and then about 400 feet or so about midway through the ship if you're on the aft or the forward part of the ship. So keep that in mind. If you're going to use the radios, either get a good model or know you're going to have some limited communications. If you do use your cell phone, you can turn off the data, so your cell data and your 3G data or 4G data. That's what we had to do. We did buy a data package for a few bucks in case we wanted it, but we actually never used it. We did get a text packaging. It gave us 300 texts for 30 bucks or something. So read up on that with your carrier. I've already gone over excursions, but I'll touch a little bit more on it. When you go to book your excursions, if the excursion desk is busy or closed, you can also book them at guest services, so you're not totally out of luck. And if you go to the excursions and you end up buying liquor, you're limited to 1 liter per person, and you'll have to declare the value on it on your customs form when you get back in the United States. I think it's an $800 duty allowance, and that includes anything that you buy on the ship from the duty free, be it cigarettes or other liquor or other goods. You'll have to declare it. For the debarkation process, when you get back in port, plan on what's needed for the day ahead, because you'll put your luggage out at 11 o'clock at night and they'll take it and you won't see it again until you get off the following morning. So plan what you want, and if you did like we did, we split up our drive home. And we stayed at another hotel, so we had one bag of what we needed for all of our hotel in that one night when we split things up. You're only on board for a few hours, so don't plan to do everything on the morning of debarkation. You will have time to eat and sit around, but don't plan anything. Have your documents ready. You'll have your passport, your room card, and customs declaration form. Fill all those out for all that wonderful stuff. For the declaration form, only one form needs to be filled out per family, as long as you all have the same last name and live at the same address. If there's any variances in that, you'll need to fill out additional forms. The line moves slow once you get going, but then once you start getting through the line, it picks up real fast. They want you to have your card out, they'll put it in the computer, and you're out the door. It takes 10 seconds to get off the ship once you're at the front of the line, and it picks up very quickly. We had a checklist of all of our checked bags, so we knew how many bags we had, what they looked like, so that when we got to pick up our luggage and put it on the cart, we could check off and make sure that we had everything. That was very helpful. For loading up the car, send one person outside to run over to the parking garage and get the car and come up and meet everybody. You don't want to carry all your carry-on and all your bags through the parking garage. It's a pain in the butt. Have one person go and get the car. Have your cell phones handy and charged and ready to go so you can locate each other. Once the person gets the car, the person with the bags will have moved by then. So you'll want to make sure that you can communicate as to where each person is so you can get your stuff. The line moves fast once you get your car, so park, lift the hatch, get all your bags in there, close it, and go. If you do it right, you can be done in 2 minutes. If you're fumbling with it, it's going to take you 10, and you're going to tick off everybody behind you. The biggest thing I can tell you for debarkation, even though everything moves fast, and there's a lot to remember, slow down, don't panic, and think logically. Use your bag checklist, and you'll be okay. And make sure not to take anybody else's bags. I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope you take some of these ideas, and if you have any questions or I missed anything that you think should have been covered, send me a comment and let me know. Thank you, and have a safe cruise.